finally listen. People often describe this time as emotionally serious, introspective, or sobering, not in a negative way, but in a way that pulls you inward and asks real questions. We're going to explore what this Moon-Saturn conjunction truly means, not just as an astronomical event where two celestial bodies appear close in the sky, but as a symbolic and spiritual moment that can reveal deep emotional truths. This is not about predicting fear, loss, or bad outcomes. This is not fear-based astrology. This is about understanding why certain emotions surface, why life sometimes feels heavier, and how those moments are actually invitations for growth. Spiritually, Moon-Saturn energy is about maturity of the soul. It's about emotional wisdom, responsibility, and the kind of inner strength that doesn't come from excitement, but from patience and awareness. In this video, you'll gain insight into your emotional patterns, clarity about the lessons hidden beneath emotional heaviness, and simple tools to work with this energy instead of resisting it. So if you're someone quietly or senses that life is asking you to grow in ways that aren't always comfortable,
neutralize all threats.
You're exactly where you need to be. Stay with me through this journey, and if this kind of deep, soulful exploration resonates with you, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes, one honest reflection opens the door, not just for you, but for someone else watching too. To really understand what happens when the Moon and Saturn come together, we first need to understand who they are on a deeper level, not just as planets in the sky, but as living symbols that speak directly to our inner world. Astrology works because these symbols mirror human experience. And Moon and Saturn represent two very real, very familiar parts.
If not, get to work.
Let's start with the Moon. The Moon isn't about logic or explanation. It's about how you feel before you can even put those feelings into words. It represents your emotional body, the part of you that reacts instinctively, that remembers how something felt long after the event has passed. The Moon is your inner child, the part of you that seeks comfort, safety, and reassurance. It holds your memories, your subconscious patterns, your emotional habits. When something touches the Moon, it touches your need to feel secure in the world. The Moon also shows how you nurture yourself and how you want to be nurtured by others. It's the desire to feel held by life, emotionally supported, understood, and safe enough to soften. This is why the Moon is so connected to attachment. Not attachment in a negative sense, but in a very human way. We all need something to lean on emotionally. The Moon shows where we look for that emotional home, whether it's through people, routines, memories, or familiar feelings. If you think about the Moon in the sky, it's never the same from one night to the next.
It grows, all stations withdraw.
Fades, it disappears, and then it returns again. In the same way, the Moon represents emotional journey. Some days we feel openly and connected, and other days we withdraw without fully knowing why. These emotional cycles are natural. They're not forced. The Moon reminds us that emotions are meant to move, change, and breathe. Now let's shift to Saturn, because Saturn couldn't feel more different from the Moon. And that contrast is exactly what makes their connection so powerful.
You think you're fine after a car accident until this happens. Most people don't realize that even accidents that seem minor financially destroy you when the real cost hit weeks later. You've been in a car accident recently, even one that seemed minor or where you were just a passenger. You need to hear this before it's too late. It happens to most people. They walk away from what seems like a minor accident thinking everything is okay. Maybe a little soreness, maybe some minor damage to their car, but nothing serious. Then reality hits. The medical bills start rolling in. Your car needs more repairs than you thought. You're missing work because of lingering pain or appointments. Suddenly, what seemed like a small bump in the road becomes a financial nightmare. But here's what nobody tells you in those first few days.
Saturn represents time, structure, and reality as it truly is, not as we wish it to be. Saturn is the part of life that asks for effort, patience, and responsibility. It's about boundaries, limits, and the lessons we can't avoid. Saturn is deeply connected to karma, not as punishment, but as cause and effect. What we build over time, what we avoid, eventually asking for our attention. Saturn doesn't rush anything. It teaches slowly, sometimes uncomfortably, but always with purpose. This is why Saturn is often called the spiritual teacher of the zodiac. It matures the soul not through pleasure or ease, but through experience. Where the moon wants comfort, Saturn asks for strength. Where the moon wants to be held, Saturn asks you to stand on your own. And this isn't cruel. It's necessary. Saturn's lessons help us develop inner stability that doesn't collapse when life becomes uncertain. It shapes character